Good morning. I'm sitting a little lower today. I don't have my little, gotta go this way, cushion underneath me. It's over there. I didn't bring it over. So I'm down low. Good Friday morning. Here we are again, end of another week. Sure could use some rain. It looks cloudy, but I don't know. The radar's not showing anything coming down, so it'll eventually find us, huh? My flowers look so good. Last year I was able to be out on the deck for many of these classes in the warmer months, but I just don't get a real consistent internet signal out there. So darn it, I wish I could show you my deck. It looks very nice this year. I love it out there. So today's class will be reviewing some of the basics in yoga, just some of the things that we talk about from time to time, but maybe it's nice to revisit. Just see how things sit with you now that you've been doing yoga for a while. I know oftentimes when you learn new concepts and traditions that initially some things may just kind of go right over your head. And then eventually it's like, oh, yeah, that has some meaning for me today. So let's just lay back there on the mat. We're going to start on our back and talk a bit about the breath and how important the breath is to the practice. Remembering that in yoga, we think of the body as being a vessel for the breath. And really, when we change the shape of the body, it's just to change the shape of that vessel. The breath carries life force energy, prana. So we receive that life force energy as we inhale. It rides on the breath. And as we exhale, we release any stale, stagnant energy. I think especially in the morning, we've been still through the night. We start to move, start to get that flow of energy going, and there's just stale, stagnant, used up energy that needs to be let go. Let the earth regenerate that energy like compost. That's what happens with compost. So bringing your hands to your belly, just feel the rise and fall of the belly with the breath. And then consider the fact that you're drawing in the breath of life, life force energy as you inhale. And as you exhale, just let go, let it go, the whole breath. Don't hang on, let it go. Empty to receive. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more like this, just focusing, centering. 1 more. And on your next inhale, let's take a good morning stretch. Energy tends to get stuck in the joint spaces. So let's stretch, bring some space to all the joints in the body, and then exhale, just draw the arms back down beside of you. Wait for your next inhale, no rush. Inhale, reach long. And then as you exhale, take that full exhale to bring the arms back down to the sides. So let's do 1 more stretch and reach. And on this exhale, drawing the knees in, Apanasana, gather the knees with your hands and do some circling through the hips. Gently moving the thigh bones, the femurs, and the hip sockets. Be curious about that movement. Feel the range of motion in your hips. Seek the range of motion in your hips. See how much movement you can bring into that joint space. And then grab a strap if you have it. If not, you can just use your hands. Extend the left leg long on the mat and loop or toss the strap around the arch of the right foot and massage the foot with the strap. If you don't have a strap, bend the knee and reach down there. Massage your foot. Releasing the fascia, the connective tissue in the sole of the foot, to invite release all along the back side of the body, the posterior chain. And then come to stillness with one strap in each hand and a gentle bend in the knee, and then a gentle reach up towards the ceiling. Feel the sensation that comes with this in the back of the thigh and work with that. So a gentle stretching and opening in the hamstrings. Now take the straps in the right hand and open the leg to the right and take the gaze to the left. And notice the sensation here. You move that leg around with the strap a bit. Just be present in the sensations that come with the movements in the body. I'll come back up to center. We're going to switch hands. So the straps go in the left hand, right hand out on the floor. Gently draw the leg across the body. Take the gaze to the right and the leg to the left. And breathe. And inhale back up. Now let's switch sides. Left foot in the strap, or if you don't have a strap, we'll just use the hands. You can crawl your hands up to the calf, maybe keep it behind the thigh, whatever you need to do this morning. Massage the sole of the foot with the strap or with the hands. And then gently waking up the hamstrings on the left leg. So a little bend of the knee and then a little reach through the heel. Feel that sensation in the back of the thigh. Waking up those muscles. And then come to stillness, reach up. Now straps are in the left hand, right hand's out on the floor. Guide that left leg open to the left. Take your gaze to the right. And back up to center, and we'll take that leg across. But slowly, and feel the sensation ripple through the hip. Maybe there's a place you want to stay and stretch a little bit. Listen to the body. Let the body lead this. And then inhale back up and remove the strap. Let's reach long one more time. Stretch. And then bring the hands down to the sides. Bend the legs. Bring the feet wide, left and right edges of the mat. Let's take the arms wide, shape of a T or a gentle W. A little windshield wiper bringing a twist to the low back. Stretch to the front of the thigh now, the quadricep muscles, hip flexors. One more each way. And now draw your knees up to your chest. Take your hands behind your knees. And we're gonna rock up to a seated position, to Sukhasana. And pausing here, feel things change now that we've changed our relationship to gravity. Bring your hands to heart. Pause and notice the sensation of the breath now in this different shape. Let's do circle of joy, work the shoulders a little bit. Inhale, exhale, round through the back. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, the arms to the sides. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up, exhale, bring the arms down to the sides. Do some shoulder rolls, forward, up, back and down. Keep breathing. Keep the jaw soft, reverse the direction. Open the arms wide, and as you exhale, cross your right arm over your left. Come into eagle arms, so wrap. You can take the hands, backs of the hands together, or take that double wrap. Push the shoulders down out of the ears, reach up with the fingertips forward with the forearms. Feel that nice stretch between the shoulder blades. Breathe back there. Find the breath to that place. And then inhale, open. We're going to switch this time. So left arm over right, nice deep cross, and then double wrap or backs of hands together. Drop your shoulders, fingertips up, forearms out. Now we're going to take the arms to the right and the gaze to the left. Back to the center, second side. One more. And back to center. Unwind those arms. Take the hands behind you. Lace your fingers. Draw your elbows back. Push your knuckles down and then lift your fist away from your sacrum. Just pause here in a neutral spine. Open through the front of the chest now, the pectoralis muscles. Breathe there. Nice, full, unhurried breath. And then release the arms and shake them out. They might get a little tingly from that. Come over the knees and meet me in table. Knees under hips and your wrists under shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Remember, when we bear weight on the wrists, it's important to press more into the inner wrist. So the base of the index finger, base of the thumb. Grip the mat with the tips of your fingers. Let's do some cat-cow. Inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. Flexion and extension of the spine. Let's do one more each way. Come back to neutral on an inhale, shift forward. And on an exhale, shift back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. One more, inhale forward. Exhale, come back into child's. Keep the arms out here nice and long. Bring the forehead down to the mat. If you need to stack your fists under the forehead, do that. I'm going to keep my head up because of the microphone. Settle back into the hips. And with the belly on the thighs, breathe deeply here and stretch into the back body with the breath. Noticing the vessel has changed now. How does it feel as you bring that breath into the vessel? How does it feel as you empty? Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, come back into table. Tuck your toes and let's lift up into downward facing dog. So before you lift, drop the belly towards the mat, curl your tailbone up. Start to sit your hips back like we're going into child's. Then lift the sit bones back and up. Once you get here, let's play. So pedal the heels up and down. Sway the hips side to side. Find some space. And then find stillness. Bring the feet hip distance apart. Bend your knees a lot. Now push your hands away and let that push the belly to the thighs. Breathe here. On your inhale, lift your sit bones up towards the sky. Straighten the legs any amount. And breathe. On an exhale, come to table. And inhale, lift right back to down dog. And let's keep going back and forth. Exhale, table. Inhale, down dog. Keep going. Exhale, table. Inhale, down dog. And then coming back down to table. Make sure the tops of the feet are on the floor. We'll come down with the chest. So the knees are already on the mat. We're going to bring chest down and then chin. Then lengthen out like a little inchworm. Legs are long. Hands by the armpits. Tuck your chin. On an inhale, lift the chest. Keep the low ribs on the mat. Unfurl the head. Exhale down. Little baby cobra. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 3 more. Rolling baby cobra, these nice back bends. 2 more. My nose itches today. I got some good peaches yesterday. And I picked up one to smell it, and that peach fuzz, I don't think that's what's causing my nose to itch today, but it made my nose itch yesterday. Now let's come to crocodile. So stack the hands, separate the legs, bring the forehead down to the hands, bend the knees, and windshield wiper the shins, left and right. Maybe some circling. Make sure the hips come along for the ride. And then release the shins down to the floor. And breathe, noticing the breath in this shape. Two more breaths. Fill the body with the breath. Bring the feet together. Bring the hands right next to the armpits. We're going to press into table. Tuck the toes. Lift into downward facing dog. Bring your gaze between your hands. Let's walk that tightrope right up the center of the mat. Little tiny steps until we make it to the top. And when we make it to the top, feet under hips. Lay the belly down on the thighs. Grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. And drop the hands down to the mat like elephant trunks. Keep the knees bent a lot. And the arms are heavy and the head is heavy. And we're going to round up 1 vertebrae at a time. In this nice, gentle Friday morning practice. Inhale, reach up. And exhale. Draw the hands home to the heart. As you inhale, reach up. We're going to take the left wrist with the right hand. Pull up, fold to the right. Inhale up. Switch hands, pull, fold to the left. Let's do that one more time each side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, look up at the hands, bring the hands together. On an exhale, watch the thumbs as you draw your hands back home to the heart. Inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, let's take eagle again. So right arm over left and wrap. Now bend your knees and lift your left leg and place it on top of your right. Wrap if you like, or you can bring your toe to the mat like I'm doing to kickstand. Drop the shoulders out of the ears. Reach up with the fingertips forward with the forearms. And breathe. Inhale, open, big wide opening, legs come out, leg comes up, arms come out, and back to mountain pose. So gently step down, balance. Let's take the second side, arms out wide. Now left arm over right, and right leg on top of left. See if you can sink down a little further into the hips, reach up a little higher with the fingertips and a little further forward with the forearms. Breathe. Two more breaths here. And then inhale, open. And exhale, back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale up. Let's take a sun breath. Exhale, fold. On an inhale, lift halfway. On an exhale, step back with the right foot, fingertips to the mat. And we're going to turn that back foot into a warrior one position. Rising up in Virabhadrasana 1. Hands to heart. Scoop the sit bones under you, so it's easy to jut your ribs out and jut your hips back. So smooth the ribs. Look down at that front knee. You should be able to see your toes, and it should track right down the center of the feet. Foot. Bring the hands to heart center. Lift your prayer. Lift your gaze. Exalted warrior. And breathe. 3 breaths here. And exhale, fold forward, hands frame the foot, step back into plank. Let's come down to the belly. You can drop the knees if you need to. Let's do 3 rolling baby cobra. Inhale. Low ribs on the mat, exhale down. 2 more. Last one. Tuck the toes. This time lift up into plank. And then down dog. Spend about 3 breaths here in down dog. You can move if you like. We'll find some stillness. And then tiptoe to the top of the mat. And as you arrive, plant your feet under your hips. Take the fingertips to the shins, lift halfway, long spine. Exhale, fold. Pull the feet away from each other, swing your arms out and up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. Pause here to notice. Notice what you notice. Let's take a little twist through the spine. Inhale, swing the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right, but bend the left knee as you twist. Both arms come down. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, twist left, bend the right knee. Inhale, forward. 1 more each side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Look at the thumbs, bring the hands together, draw the hands home to the heart. Inhale, swing your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway on an inhale. Step back with the left leg on your exhale. Turn the toes out about 45 degrees, coming up in Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Smooth those ribs again. Tuck that sit bone. Bring the hands to heart. On an inhale, lift your prayer. Lift your gaze. Exalted warrior. Feel that extension through the spine. So don't just drop the head back. Maintain some tone in the neck, always reaching through the crown of the head. So you keep space between the cervical vertebrae. And you don't pinch the nerves and the blood vessels. Now exhale, fold forward, frame the foot. Tuck the, come to the ball of the foot with the left and step forward. We're going to arrive on an inhale. Fold forward on an exhale. Pull the feet away from each other. Swing your arms out and up. Exhale the hands home to the heart. Step your feet a little wider. We're going to come into a bit of a squat with the hands on the knees. So standing, we've done some side bending, lateral flexion and extension. We just did some twisting in the spine. Let's do some cat-cow like we did on our hands and knees. So starting with cow, nice back bend, curl the tailbone up, lift the gaze. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, round the back, tuck your chin. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2 more of these each way. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more each way. Swing your arms out and up. Keep the legs just like they are. Exhale the hands home to the heart. So you can come down to a high squat with the legs wide, toes out like 11 and 1 o'clock on a clock. So you can come down this far, lightly touching your forearms on your thighs, or come all the way down into garland, malasana. And I always have to wiggle around here a little bit to get my hips into just the right spot, and then trying to get the soles of my feet onto the mat. I almost make it. Some days I do. And if you're really up high, you can bring a blanket underneath your heels. Now my hands are pressing together. I'm going to push them together and bring them down in front of the heart. And at the same time, my elbows are pressing into my inner knees, but I'm resisting. And all of that tension is allowing me to reach through the crown of the head, lengthen through the spine. And take about 3 breaths here. And if you're in the higher squat, just don't lay all of your weight on your forearms. Maintain some tone and lengthen the spine. 2 more breaths. And then release, and in your own way, come down to a seated position. And we'll come to Sukhasana once again. Keep your left shin in front to start us. If you need to, come up on something, a couple of blocks, a blanket. Remembering that we need to maintain the length of the spine and that gentle inner curve of the low back. If the muscles of the thigh are tight, it can cause a tug on the sit bones and the low back rounds, and that's strain, and that's not good. So adjust as you need to. Make these poses work for you. Take a couple breaths here in the seated position. Take 2 more. And as you exhale, start to walk your fingertips forward. But I'm folding at my hips. I'm not rounding through the spine. And if I pull, stick my hands to the mat and pull, it will keep my pelvis tilted forward. Keep that nice inner curve in the lumbar spine. You can come down as little or as much as feels comfortable in your body. And for some of us in this shape, just maintaining an upright seat is enough stretch. Now let's reach to the right and crawl those hands out. This time, reach long with the arms. Send the left sit bone back and down. Take the left hand on top of the right. You can rest your face and your upper arm. Feel that nice stretch in the left back, left hip. And then walk forward. Rise back up, take the hands behind you, and let's switch the cross of the legs. Now the right shin is in front. And notice differences. Is it different for you to change the way you're holding your shins? Maybe you feel more tightness in some places, maybe not. Now we're going to sit tall. Keep that inner curve in the lumbar spine. Start to walk forward with the fingertips. I always think of a cat. And I come forward like this. And then if I pull my hands towards me, I keep the pelvis tilting forward. Little back bend in the low back as I'm folding here. Come as low or stay as high as you need to. And knees are important too, so if your knees hurt in this shape, don't do whatever it is that's making your knees hurt. Now walk the hands to the left. Now we're going to push the hands away, reaching the right sit bone down. Take the right hand over the left. And breathe. Walk the hands forward, come to those little kitty cat paws and work your way back up. Take the hands behind you, walk your feet wide, left and right edges of the mat. Open the shoulders, so draw the shoulder blades towards the spine. Elbows are bending and pointing behind you. Windshield wiper your shins to the right, take your gaze to the left, pause there. Feel that stretch. Back to center, take your knees to the left and your gaze to the right, pause there, feel that stretch. Let's go over to the right again, take your twist, and then come up on your right sit bone. So sometimes you have to lift and adjust. So my legs are in 90-degree angles. Then I'm going to float forward over my right inner thigh. And this is another time that maybe you just kind of walk the hands out a bit, or maybe you're able to come forward. If you have a block, bring that block under your head. Modified pigeon. And breathe. Rise up. I'm going to bring my heel close. You can come into a full pigeon with me here by extending that left leg back. If that doesn't work in your body, just stay in that modified pigeon. Whatever you've decided, fold forward again, find a place for your head. And breathe into this stretch. Two more breaths, let it all go. Release into this. And then coming back up. Slide that knee forward again, coming into our 90-degree angle. Take the hand, boy, is my nose itching. We're going to take the hand behind you and take those legs the other way to the left. Come up onto the left sit bone, adjust. Get your block handy if you have it. And then fold forward and walk with the hands, adjust as you need to as you come down. My hamstrings always just kind of get hung up on the sit bone. And then if I wiggle enough, it just kind of releases that. So fold forward any amount, support the head. And notice it might be different on this side. It is for me today. Breathe. And then come up, draw that heel close and come into full pigeon from here, or stay in our modification. Take time to find it. What do you need to do in your body to be comfortable? And then fold forward and let go, relaxing into this pigeon. So one of the Sanskrit terms in yoga, it's one of the limbs of yoga. yamas and niyamas. I think it's one of the yamas is ahimsa. It's nonviolence. And that sounds like, well, yeah, nonviolence. But when you apply it to your yoga practice, you don't do things that they don't feel good in your body. So you modify. And in this case, if this pigeon just doesn't feel, there's a difference between a nice stretch and oh my gosh, this hurts. Don't do that. Modify, nonviolence. And then coming back up. As you come back up to a seated position, bring the soles of the feet together, just onto the sit bones. Take your ankles and let's rock, sit bone to sit bone. Nervous system loves to rock, so let's rock. And then come to stillness. Pull on the ankles, let that tip your pelvis forward again. Feel that inner curve of the lumbar spine. Maintaining that, float forward, moving at the hip creases. The spine stays still. Maybe you can come forward even more. If you can come forward enough that the forearms come to the shins, you can let the weight of the forearms help open the hips. Squeeze the glutes together, feel that externally rotate the thighs. And that'll give you a little more space. This is another one of those shapes though, nonviolence. So maybe just sitting upright in this shape, and maybe you need to bring some blocks under your knees in this shape. Find the place where this shape works for you and enjoy it. And then inhale, rise up. We're going to take the right hand behind us, close to the hip. Take the left hand over to the left knee. Lift that knee, help it over to the right knee. Turn and look over the right shoulder. Take a nice sage twist. And then unwind, passing through Baddha Konasana. Left hand behind you. Heel of the hand close to the hip. Right hand helps the right knee. And turn and look over the left shoulder. Breathe. And unwind. Bring both legs out long. Lean back again. Bend those elbows. Draw them towards each other. Line your ears up over your shoulders and then straighten the arms, lifting the ribs away from the hips. Come up on the sit bones. Feel this lightness. Bend the knees if you need to. If you're starting to feel a tug in the low back, then you need to bend the knees. Reach up with the arms and then reach forward. Holding forward, let your hands land wherever it feels comfortable without compromising the low back. Once you get here, if your knees are bent, you can start inching a little bit towards a straighter position, but maintain the connection to the sensation in the low back. You'll start to feel a nice stretch in the backs of the legs. But if you start to feel strain in the low back, you've gone a little too far. But maybe you can just tip your pelvis forward a little more. And fold, Paschimottanasana. And take advantage of this opportunity to pull without violence. So we're pulling. We don't have too many of those opportunities in yoga. Breathe up and down the spine. Now rise up. Bend the right knee. Let's open the right leg. Right knee like the page of a book. So flop it open. I like to tuck my foot. And we'll fold forward here at the hip crease, leading with the heart. Take the right hand to the outside of the left leg, outside of the left foot. Cross the left arm over. Another opportunity to pull. And breathe. Janu Shirshasana. Now rise up. And let's switch. Bring this foot up, open. Not so you move through the hip and you're not pulling and twerking on the knee. Now fold forward. It's a little twist so the left ribs go towards the right knee. Take the left hand out to the outside of the right leg, right foot, wherever you're at. And the right arm crosses over top. And breathe. And then work your way back up. Bring both feet to the mat, bend both knees, wrap the arms around the shins, curl the head in. Take a little embryo pose. Everything drawn in. Keep the thighs tight, feel the breath in the back body. Feel the breath in this shape. Lower yourself down to the mat, keeping your knees bent. If you have a block, lift the hips and come into a supported bridge. If you don't have a block, you can use a cushion or just lift up into a bridge pose. If you're in a supported bridge, the block should feel very comfortable underneath you. So the block is more under the sacrum, not the low back. And breathe. It's time for Shavasana, so if you'd like to stay in a supported bridge, feel free. Otherwise, do any last minute movements that you feel you might enjoy. Indulge your body today. Just move like cats and dogs. They know how to stretch. Do that. Pendiculation, we talked about that before. So it's stretching, and that stretch is really a contraction. So we're stretching and contracting, and then we let it all go, and maybe a yawn happens. Kind of resets everything. Settling into stillness. Allow your focus to return to the breath. Feeling the sensation of the breath coming and feeling the sensation of the breath leaving. Feeling the sensation of being full and feeling the sensation of being empty. Rest here for a few moments of stillness. And shift your awareness to your toes. Start to move your toes, wiggling one at a time, wiggling every one at once. And allow your fingers to join that movement as well. Fingers and toes, wiggling and dancing. And then let the whole body join into that. Let that movement move through the body like a wave. Let the breath deepen. And let the breath move through the body like a wave. Reach long on an inhale, another good morning stretch. Draw the knees to the chest on the exhale. Take a few breaths to rock from elbow to elbow, enjoying that shift across the spine. Roll to your right side and stay there, resting your head on your arm. Let your eyes open and close a few times. And as you're ready, reach long with the top leg, press the hands into the floor and come up to a seated position. So I hope you enjoyed a little gentle, basic yoga this morning. It's kind of a quiet, inward focusing kind of morning. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I hope you'll join me at 7 a.m. on Monday for another yoga class. May you have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful heart, and a peaceful world. Namaste. Thanks so much.